Its 103rd anniversary to reclaim the Freedom Charter. Secretary General Gwede Mantashe says the document must serve as a basis for its future plans. Now, as the struggle for freedom reached a new intensity in the early 50s, the ANC saw the need for a clear statement on the future of South Africa. The idea of a Freedom Charter was born and the Congress of the People campaign was initiated. Well, during this campaign, the ANC and its allies invited the whole of South Africa to record their demands so that they could be incorporated in a common document. That document would be accepted at the Congress of the People and would become the Freedom Charter. Thousands of people participated in the campaign and sent in their demands for the kind of country they wished to live in. These demands found final expression in the Freedom Charter. Well, this year marks the 60th anniversary of the adoption of that charter, one of the most critical, seminal and defining documents ever drafted. Nicholas Wolpe is the co-founder and CEO of the Lilies Leaf Trust, and we're live to him now in our Sea Point studios. Good afternoon, Nicholas, and thank you for your time on SABC News.
My pleasure, Kareshini. Thank you for having me.
60 years on, Nicholas, why is the Freedom Charter more relevant now than ever before in our country's history?
I think fundamentally the reason it is as relevant today as it was when it was drafted 60 years ago is that it is the expression of what the liberation struggle was all about. It articulated, as you highlighted in your introductory remarks, the feelings, sentiments and desires of the will of the people and what they wanted to see and what they hoped to achieve through the liberation struggle. And that struggle is still continuing today. And I think also importantly, we declare ourselves a non-racist, non-sexist society. And if you read the preamble to the Freedom Charter, it states for South Africa and the world to know that South Africa belongs to all who live in it, be they black and white, and that no government can claim legitimacy unless it's predicated on the will of the people. And I think that goes to the heart and essence of what our struggle was about. And Governor Mbeki described it as the liberation movement's moral compass. And it is a critical document which today we should reinvigorate and ensure that all South Africans are aware of its meaning, because it should define how we proceed and go forward.
Why is it critical for us, Nicholas, to remember and preserve this part of our liberation history?
Well, I think we must see it within the broader context of the liberation struggle and the fact that we have a struggle today in keeping the meaning and essence of the liberation struggle alive. And the document, the Freedom Charter, as I've already highlighted, goes to the core. If we allow such a seminal document, because if we put it into perspective, I believe the Freedom Charter is one of the world's most important documents. You've got the Magna Carta, the Declaration of Independence, and the Freedom Charter. And in Britain, in fact, David Cameron recently said he wants to ensure that the Magna Carta is taught in schools again, because it goes to the heart of what articulates the meaning of being British. The Americans honor the Declaration of Independence. We need to start honoring the Freedom Charter, which should resonate with the essence and meaning of our struggle. And to answer your question, that struggle and the meaning of our liberation struggle is fast fading from our historical narrative.
Nicholas, this is about a decisive era in our history. Kliptown at the time was the biggest non-racial gathering ever up until then, of course, and the Charter set out the vision for a democratic non-racial country, like you've mentioned. This was the first time that a collective vision of a diverse people was clearly articulated. And the fact is, and it's something that Madiba said himself, that the apartheid regime was toppled due to a collective effort by people of all races from all backgrounds. How do you reflect this at Lilies Leaf?
Well, I think the important thing is reflected in, one, that we give articulation to the Freedom Charter and to what I've just highlighted about the preamble. Secondly, Lilies Leaf is the personification of our rainbow nation. I think the important thing is that we are trying to highlight and install at Lilies Leaf that the liberation struggle was not a struggle against whites, it was against the notion and ideology of white supremacy. And the importance of that must resonate with all South Africans. And when Bishop Tutu coined the notion of a rainbow nation, Lily's Leaf is the expression of that rainbow nation. You just merely need to go and have a look at all the individuals who frequented it. They were from a diverse background, racial, cultural, class backgrounds. And I think the importance is by ensuring that a place like Lily's Leaf is kept alive and ensuring that a document like the Freedom Charter is remembered and kept alive, we won't lose sight of the fundamental raison d'etre of our liberation struggle and what the ANC and their liberation partners were trying to achieve and bring about.
Nicholas, where is the original copy of the document? And quickly tell us what's on the cards for the 60-year commemoration of the Charter.
Well, there are in fact 2 documents. We believe that there were in total 5 documents which were signed, which were handed out to the 5 organizations. We have actually got 2 of them. Lily's Leaf purchased 2 of them. One is now with National Archives and the other is currently sitting in our archive. And as part of our intent to commemorate the 60th anniversary this year, we intend to display the one at Lily's Leaf so that the public and visitors can get to have a look at it. We are also, in conjunction with the South African Gold Coin Exchange and the Mint of Norway, as part of our Memory and Legacy series, going to launch a Freedom Charter medallion to depict what and articulate what the Freedom Charter represented. And furthermore, we hope to hold a series of dialogues in the lead up and beyond the 60th anniversary commemorations on the 26th of June to highlight the importance and meaning of what the Freedom Charter meant and symbolized.
Nicholas Wolpe is the co-founder and CEO of the Lily's Leaf Trust. Thank you for your time on SABC News.